Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about J.J. Watt getting released from the Houston Texans and where he is going to find himself a new home for the 2021 NFL season. Now, previously, if I'm being honest with you guys, I thought J.J. Watt was going to end up staying in Houston. I thought it was kind of all noise, if I'm being honest with you. Today, it comes out that J.J. Watt sat down with the Houston Texans. They both came to the agreement that they're just going to cut him. They're not going to try to trade him. They're just going to get rid of his ass. Maybe because teams weren't calling, or maybe because it was a nice move for JJ, a nice maneuver out of Houston, like, hey, you can go and get started on free agency early, you can talk to some other teams, and you can figure out who wants to sign you. That's probably it. Now, Deshaun Watson is probably calling JJ Watt, asking him exactly how he did it, so he could do the exact same thing, because Deshaun Watson seems angry, but I'm going to be honest with you, just like with JJ Watt, I think Deshaun Watson may end up being stuck in the hellhole of Houston for at least another year. Reports now, though, are that the Jets are out of contention for calling them. Seems like they're not going to be the team getting Mr. Deshaun Watson, even though the Jets fans were calling for him, saying he was going to be a New York Football Jet. Now it seems like the odds-on favorite would be the 49ers or the Carolina Panthers, so that is very interesting as well. But back to J.J. Watt. Now, J.J. Watt is one of those players that really helps out your defense, but has dealt with injuries in the past. It seems like the guy's always going to end up missing a couple of games every season. But with that said, he's a free agent that you just pay. So you don't have to trade anything, so you're not really losing out on too much. Last season, he did end up playing all 16 games. The season before, 8, 16 before that, 5 and 3, dating back to 2016. But from 2011 to 2015, he did not miss a single game. So is it that he's getting older? Right now, he is going to be 32 years old, I believe, when the 2021 NFL season starts. So is that why he's getting hurt more? I don't know. He did have a clean bill of health early on. Then more recently, he has been getting hurt. So I wouldn't necessarily peg him if you know what I'm saying, as a injury-prone player, but as of recently, it does kind of seem a little bit like that. So I was wondering really what J.J. Watt would command in the trade market. Did Houston let go of him because they couldn't trade him, or did they let go of him because they just wanted to be nice and let him go and let him choose where he wanted to go, right? Instead of just trading him for the best spot and he ends up being a fucking Jet for the next 2 years and he blows his brains out. So for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they are the odds-on favorite right now according to DraftKings Sportsbook. They were the only book I saw when looking online that had odds to where J.J. Watt was going to go. Sadly, there's no odds for this in New Jersey where I live because DraftKings just likes to tease your balls a little too much. So the Pittsburgh Steelers here at plus 400. Obviously, that's J.J. and T.J. lining up, so that would seem like kind of the wet dream scenario for J.J. Watt and probably where he wants to end up going to play in 2021. Pouncey did end up retiring as well as his brother, so that opens up some space, at least cap space-wise, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if you restructure Big Ben's contract, I'm sure you'll be able to pay J.J. Watt enough to get him happy to join the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I honestly think J.J. would take a pay cut to play with the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is why I think they are the odds-on favorite. Next up is the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, the Packers defense isn't amazing. They are losing a bunch of that defense to free agency. So I think that adding J.J. Watt to that defense is a whole lot of a help. Now in the playoffs, they needed a whole lot more than fucking J.J. Watt. They needed a coach that wasn't a pussy, who was willing to go for it on fourth down and let the MVP of the NFL throw a touchdown. I'm not a Packers fan. I like the Dolphins. I'm just angry because it was a stupid play call. I didn't bet on the Packers or anything, but man, it just sucks seeing Mr. Tom Brady lift another Super Bowl. But if I'm being honest with you guys, I know this is a bit off topic, seeing Tom Brady absolutely shellacked, absolutely hammered in Mangletown the other day, honestly made Tom Brady so much more relatable. He's a much more likable guy in Tampa compared to the Patriots, because the Patriots are just a dynasty. Tampa, just a team that has Tom Brady on it that's really fucking good. So the Packers, they are a really good spot for J.J. Watt, if I'm being honest with you. I think the Packers is where J.J. Watt is going to go, unless, of course, the Steelers and J.J. are willing to get a pay cut so that J.J. can join his brother T.J. in Pittsburgh. Otherwise, I would say Green Bay is probably where he's going to end up. There is a chance for a ring there. I know J.J. Watt wants to win the fucking Super Bowl. I know it. He's been cucked by the Houston Texans and Bill O'Brien for far too long. Obviously, O'Brien is not the coach anymore, but that team is completely dismantled like the establishment in SpongeBob. So I think that the Green Bay Packers are the most likely landing spot, at least to me, for Mr. J.J. Watt. After that, we see the Buffalo Bills and the Seattle Seahawks at plus 1,000. The Bills also make sense if JJ's trying to chase that ring, trying to get a ring on his finger. I think that would make a whole lot of sense. The Bills are a very solid defensive team and could use a guy like JJ Watt to rush the passer for them. For the Seattle Seahawks, it makes sense. Maybe this is a, let me add this guy, and then maybe Russell Wilson won't run away. Personally, all this jabber, whatever you want to fucking say, is nonsense to me. I think Russell Wilson's going to be the starting quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks in 2021. To me, it's just noise. It's just complete noise going around. It's just fucking Russell Wilson campaigning to get more offensive linemen to join the Seattle Seahawks, to get someone to save his ass, because I understand why he's mad. He was sacked 700 and something times in the last 8 years. Something insane. The guy's just always getting laid out. I feel fucking terrible for the guy because he's just getting his ass put deep into the ground, and maybe signing J.J. Watt and then flopping him to be an offensive tackle will help out the Seattle Seahawks. Next after that at plus 1,100, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Miami Dolphins, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs would make sense, but they are literally going to be filled to the brim in having zero money. So I honestly do not think he will be a Packer or be a Buccaneer. I don't think he'll be a Dolphin or a Raider. The rest of this just seems completely insane. The Colts, the Tennessee Titans, the Chiefs, I mean, maybe the Patriots, the Ravens, the Rams, the Cardinals, the Jets. There's no way he goes to the Jets. Literally no way. If I'm J.J. Watt and I just went from a complete and utter dick cheese organization, I would try to go to a team that can actually win something. So I'm not going to the Jets. I'm not going to the Cardinals. I'm not going to the Raiders. Like, I'm just not. The Rams could be pretty solid for J.J. Watt, but again, I don't think he would end up going there either. So to me, it's between two teams, and it's at the top of this list. It's the Steelers or it's the Packers. I honestly think he is going to be a Green Bay Packer because the wet dream that him and T.J. Watt are going to be on the same defense just seems like such a fucking movie story that I just feel like it's never going to end up happening. So my guess right now, I'll lay it down, bam, 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 smack it down on the table. J.J. Watt is going to play for the Green Bay Packers in 2021. Let me know down below where you guys think J.J. Watt is going to suit up for the 2021 NFL season. Let me know if you guys did end up enjoying this video. If you did, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I hope you guys like my haircut. I love you all. Have a great rest of your guys' day. As always, goodbye.